Rain lashed against the makeshift wooden shelter, the wind howling like a banshee. Huddled inside, a ragtag band of Scottish rebels shivered, their faces grim under the flickering firelight. William Wallace, a mountain of a man with eyes that mirrored the stormy sky, stood before them, his voice a defiant roar against the elements. "We are outnumbered," he bellowed, his breath misting in the cold air. "They call us savages, rebels, but they fear what we represent. Freedom." A low growl of agreement rumbled through the shelter. They were farmers, blacksmiths, men who had known only the yoke of English rule. Wallace, a beacon of rebellion, had ignited a spark in their hearts. Tonight, however, the fire seemed to sputter. The English army, a seemingly unstoppable force, was closing in. Doubt flickered in some eyes, a silent question hanging in the air. Could they possibly win? Wallace, sensing their unease, strode towards a lone candle flickering in a makeshift sconce. He cupped his hand around the flame, shielding it from the wind. The flame, momentarily deprived of oxygen, sputtered and dipped, threatening to extinguish. A collective gasp escaped the rebels, but then, with a sudden burst, the flame roared back to life, casting a defiant glow on Wallace's face. He straightened, his voice ringing like a battle cry. "See this flame?" he roared, his words crackling like the fire itself. "Alone, it is weak, easily snuffed out. But look." He gestured towards the huddled mass of men, their faces now etched with a newfound resolve. He thrust a hand into their midst, the flickering candle illuminating their determined eyes. "Together, we are a storm, a conflagration that no wind can extinguish." An anecdote, a trick learned from a traveling bard, brought the lesson home. Wallace spoke of Robert the Bruce, the Scottish king who, facing a seemingly insurmountable English army at Bannockburn, used cunning tactics in the natural terrain to his advantage. "He didn't just charge head-on," Wallace emphasized, his voice dropping to a low growl. "He understood the power of strategy, of using weakness to your advantage." Suddenly, the shelter wasn't a place of fear, but a crucible of determination. The lesson of the flame, simple yet profound, resonated deeply. They weren't just a ragtag bunch, they were a force, a united front against an oppressive regime. As the rain continued its relentless assault, a new kind of fire burned within them. It wasn't just the warmth of the flickering flames, but the fire of defiance, of unity, a fire that Wallace had fanned into existence with a simple candle and a powerful lesson. They may have been outnumbered, but they were no longer alone. They were a storm, and they were ready to rage. Don't forget to like and subscribe.